Why did we just do this series? Why is this series important?
It's very simple, right? The Tris Winter series and our book is how to teach Spanish in an authentic way. It's not a mind-blowing concept. It's just the way that the way que me enseñaron a mí a aprender a leer y escribir en español. That's it. It is authentic Spanish instruction. And I don't think that we do a lot here in the States, right? It's how to teach Spanish a la Spanish and not a la English. So that's the main concept. And we're always asked, like, how do you do that? And for us, it's so natural. For me, it's like the way that I learned, right? With instruction that it's relevant to the Spanish. And like los acentos, Kim, they always ask about acentos and how do we learn? And I think you have perfected that way because I learned with esdrújulas sobre esdrújulas agudas, NOS, un vocal, and it was like, you learn it, right? And I was so aseptic about your method first, and I was like, no, I don't think it can't be that easy, right? And it was. So, and then you get me during COVID with paletero, chocolate. And I was just trying to make it like, no, it has to be something. This is not, when those things are so good to be truth. And it was. So it's
I
just
think it's
that.
so
It's just a group of friends
yeah.
together with other teachers, just finding how, how to teach Spanish in an authentic and culturally relevant way.
So Kim, one thing I noticed about your acento session is how engaging it is. Like, so talk a little bit about how you get everybody's interacting, they're involved. So talk a little bit about the strategies you use.
I think the biggest thing I do is I try and create a safe place because it's like such a confidence blow that year after year I hear from bilingual teachers, from students learning to be bilingual teachers. They just feel really like this shame around their written Spanish, and their Spanish is beautiful in all its variations. And then to see like people are just like, oh, I've tried it. I'm just like, it's a lost cause. This is my last stitch effort. And then I kind of go in the back door. And in the 3-hour acentos workshop, we don't even talk about acentos until hour 2, until after maybe 2 hours, because the way, and I think this is what Rocio resonated with, is I tie it to oracy, because the thing about acentos that nobody tells folks is it really came about to show the oracy, how Spanish is phonetically friendly and how it's orthographically friendly. So I pointed out, and so we play. We use our bilingual brains and our bilingual mouths and our bilingual ears to play with Spanish. And I think it's just finding that space where we feel safe, we feel comfortable, and we're ready to play. And then it's like, oh my gosh, everybody, the most common emoji that anybody always uses in my acentos is that little emoji with the mind blowing up,
Yeah.
because they're like mind blown. And it's
And
like, it's so simple because I'm not bogging people down with rules after rules after rules. And Rocio learned it that way in Peru, where she had it in kinder and first and second and third and fourth and fifth. And it's like, you had to learn it de ley. Pero en los Estados Unidos, los programas se ven muy distintos. Muchas veces los maestros bilingües no tienen, they don't have that exposure year after
you know
year.
what happened, Kim, that when as a teacher you don't know how to teach something, it's difficult, right? Because there's for teaching, you need to understand it and be able to explain it. And sometimes it's just such a difficult concept, but for Spanish, it's so fundamental, right? Because acentos change meaning of words. So they are fundamental, they are in the standards. We need to teach them early on but we don't. And because sometimes I think it's a different concept to grasp for us. So to be able to teach those little the bilingual minds. Julia, what about you? What if you are a dual language teacher that is not teaching in Spanish, but the instruction is in English? Do you think that's beneficial for you, even if you're not a native Spanish speaker?
Absolutely. And we will talk to people. We have people who attend the TRIS series sessions who some speak only English, some speak Spanish and English both. But the people who are in the dual language spaces who are teaching English instruction, they love coming because then they're understanding that comparison between English and Spanish. They understand the complexities and the similarities and differences between the languages. And one of the things that you struck on, Kim, that I want to talk about some more is that element of play. One time with the last session we had right before the holidays, we were talking about Rocio and I were doing something, and it's a favorite of people who attend our sessions. And somebody said, "Oh, this just brings joy to the classroom." So, Rocio, can you talk about there are a few things that we do that people love. One of the things is word walls. So you're talking about English teachers. They they have the way that they approach word walls is very different than in Spanish. So we talk about that. But Rocio, talk about what we do with the authentic Spanish, that when we play with that, when we play with the language, and that's always such a hit with and really engaging and really fun.
Yes, and it's always a hit. And when we talk about trabalenguas, and well, we talk about trabalenguas, adivinanzas, colmos, refranes, and how they support oracy, fluency, critical thinking. But the trabalenguas, we work with families, with familias léxicas, and how we from familias léxicas we can form trabalenguas, and we, try different strategies with trabalenguas for different grade levels and different text complexities too, and teachers love it. For me, it's especially close to my heart because that's something that we do. We were doing rondas. I think, oh, that's true. And just before the holidays, we're doing rondas and we were doing games. Lo que juegas con la mano, como estaba la Catalina said, and the teachers were like, oh my God, there's so much that we could do, and we spent hours with just those authentic instructional strategies. And then, as you say, Kim, everything is started with oracy, how we'll link that with oracy and with fluency, and how we can create our own, and how we can use familias lexicas to support our trabalenguas. And yeah, it's fun. And I think that's what the teacher said. It brings so much joy. And I was like, okay, then make my whole holiday break happy, right? Just to just share with the teachers, and they share their experiences in their countries, their experiences when they were little, the songs that they have in their families, the different traditions, and how we can bring that to the classroom, and how powerful they are, not only for instructional purposes, but to link to our cultural backgrounds and our heritage. So yeah, that was a very nice time that we had with an amazing group of teachers. Before they were so dedicated, Julia. That was December 21st, 22nd, or
20,
21st?
it was the 21st of December, and those teachers were so dedicated, and they stayed the whole time and then lingered asking us for resources. Another thing about coming to the TRIS Winter series is teachers love that we give resources. We'll give the Spanish, the high frequency words. We give them examples of things that they can use, make it very practical. Yes, we talk about the research and we talk about the theory and the reason why, but also things that they can take away and apply right in the classroom too.
And I think that's what's so exciting too about the series. And I know we started it in the summer. So it started off as the TRIS summer series. And all of a sudden, it's like we got such great response that it turned into fall and now winter. And so it's so exciting that the impact that we have, the immediate impact. And I think coming at it, the three of us too, as educational researchers. So of course, we've been classroom teachers. We are also educational researchers. So that is definitely we have the backing, um, but then making it fun and that invitation, I think is just it makes it a really special place to be. It is virtual, but it creates this very intimate, fun, engaging space where you can join from anywhere.
So if you want to join us for the winter series, there are two different sessions that you can choose from, or you can join us for both. The teaching reading in Spanish a la Spanish that Rocio and I will be facilitating on January 15th from 10 to 1 p.m. Central. And then a CENTOS workshop is from 2 to 5 o'clock with Dr. Kim Kennedy. And we'd love to have you join us for both sessions. And just go to our website to register. Hope to see you then. You can
Yeah, and join us for the whole day. You won't regret it. And I think it's just so exciting because it's just like what Rocio was saying. It's like there's such a need for desarrollo profesional auténticamente con el español y lectoescritura en español al centro. And that's what makes it really special.